Welcome to a brand new episode of Picking Up the Pixels RPG Love. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Musum.
Hello.
We're here to talk about RPGs and other things. I keep forgetting to talk about this at the beginning of the show for all of these episodes. We are primarily focused on RPGs. That's why we call it RPG Love. You can see the genesis of the episodes forever and ever ago. I don't want to even think about how long it was ago. The passage of time is escalating. But we do talk about, I think, what we consider kind of undercovered or underrepresented genres, like the kind of modern adventure games. We sometimes talk about bullet heaven games or roguelikes. It's kind of, which are now, a much more represented subgenre, but originally that was a much more different thing. So, just wanted to paint that picture here at the beginning. Also, wanted to remind everyone, if you want to support this show financially, you can do so over at e1m1.cash. You can hit our Patreon page over there. $5 a month is recommended here. Gets you everything: early access, exclusive, uncensored stuff, behind the scenes. It's all very good over there. All right, Musum, what have you been playing this past month?
So all I've been playing is Life is Strange Reunion.
Okay.
Um, I have not beaten it yet, but I am on the last day of the game,
Okay.
so I'm probably not too far. I I've warmed up to it a little bit, but it's also that I've just accepted that it's not going to have the emotional depth or gravitas as any of the previous games, and I'm just trying to take it as it is, which is
Sure.
we have these characters with superpowers. We aren't really going to grapple with the emotional or implications of it. We will try to do it's so bent on trying to um, think about like a multi-dimension type theory and the repercussions of that like in a very light way that I think it's kind of does a disservice to itself discussing it at all. But
Mm. Which is a bummer because I feel like some of the stuff, I'm trying not to spoil it, but some of the stuff that even the first Life is Strange addressed in its second half was all kind of like one gut punch after another of like, what if I
yeah,
can use my power to fundamentally change the events that surround my life and Chloe's life and some of these Rachel Amber and like these kind of central characters. What if I can change this world around me using the power that I have? And there's some stuff in the back half of that first game. It's like, oh, okay, dang, you like went all the way there. Okay, that's kind of one gut punch after another. Sheesh.
yeah. Yeah, this game, I mean, they kind of start the game with here's a fire you have to prevent, and that's what the whole game's about.
Mm,
Um, and you've just decided you're just going to use your powers to do it. And well, occasionally, one of the other characters will bring back some of those old worries or judgments. For the most part, it's just, no, this is how we're dealing with the problem.
hmm.
And
Caledon can't burn, so let's figure it
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Hmm.
Um, It's I think one of the things this game has working against it, and I don't remember, I think the last one didn't do this either, where they've just ditched off the episode format. Um,
Uh,
because I know they
that's
didn't
a
do the
that's a great
like I remember
question.
they didn't do any of the decisions thing in the last game, because I remember all of us were
Right.
disappointed about the well, how many people picked the one I did kind of thing.
Boy, did they do
Um,
episodes? I feel like there were the thing that I'm to kind of think out loud here. The thing that I remember from the last one, Double Exposure, for anyone that hasn't played these games, was that there were clear marks between days in the game. So it was like, okay, this day has finished. I like go to back to my house. I kind of like deal with stuff. I
oh yeah,
decompress. I'm clearly going to bed, and then the next scene starts with me waking up. And
yeah.
I feel like those would have been episodes like in the game otherwise, but I don't know if it said like I went to bed. Now it's episode 2, and it has a title and that sort of thing. I don't even
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, I don't think it
I'm gonna
did,
look it up
but
while
I
we're talking
think
about it.
so. Like this game, there's only 3 days in the game,
Hmm.
and they do the blackout stuff, but there's no. I don't know. Maybe the first day you go to bed. That I don't remember that, but for
Okay,
the most part, it.
there are 5 episodes in Double Exposure, and they all do have names. So
Okay.
but again, I don't remember that at all. But I'm wondering how much of that was, like we were just saying, that you finished the day, now it's episode 2, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This one is just like you have a scene, you go and look at everything and talk to everyone in the scene, and then the scene's over.
hmm.
And it really makes the game feel somewhat redundant.
Sure.
And I feel like it takes away from a lot of the ups and downs you experienced in the last games, um, and really the whole series.
Well, and
That's it.
it's interesting because I feel like, and we just saw this with Dispatch, where that kind of, and we also saw it to a different degree with that game To a T that we played on Game Club, where it like had an
Oh yeah.
opening and closing theme song, and it was like, all right, here's this episode 2. Like there's something I think really appealing and really interesting about that flow, that episodic flow through these games, that I think was such a big part of why Life is Strange 1 was so popular. I think that the episodic release of that first game was the driving force of like, oh my god, did you guys play Life is Strange? Like it's the first 2 episodes are out right now. Like you have to go play it. I don't know what's going to happen. But I think that kind of almost cyclical nature of the episode's opening and the episode's closing feels like such a fundamental part of these types of games, this like Telltale style, Life is Strange style game, that I'm kind of bummed without having played Double Exposure, sorry, Reunion yet. I'm kind of bummed to hear that they're blurring the lines, phasing it out, like whatever they want to say. But to me, that feels like such a. It's like watching a season of TV. You don't just want to watch 7 straight hours of the TV show without like the
Yeah.
intro and the outro. Like you want
Yeah.
that kind of ebb and flow of what that stuff is.
Yeah. I agree completely. And it probably changes their creative process too. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
if you're making an episode, you're trying to hit the highs and lows of an episode with the idea that the player may, go to bed after one episode or 2
Right.
episodes or something. And here there's no the game doesn't have to me much in the way of highs and lows. Like it's all kind of a plateau for the most
Sure.
part through it all.
Well, and
Um
there's always those like I remember fondly one in Double Exposure actually. There's always that like end of an episode. It's always like the end of episode 3 or 4 where somebody comes back or like there's a big event or some big scene happens and you're like, that's the end of the episode. I can't believe it. Like I gotta go. I gotta go start the next episode to see what's going on. And if you kind of don't have that, even Dispatch had that, where it's just like, I can't believe you left that episode on. Like that way, now I have to wait like another week or 2 for 2 more episodes. I can't believe it. There's something
yeah.
that was so appealing about that, I think.
Well, and man, Alan Wake 2 did it too. And
Yeah.
Alan Wake 2 is an amazing game that I question how replayable it is, but that game I adore. And you
Right.
have like, you know, the other benefit of the credits is you get this amazing music. Like Alan Wake 2 did
Yeah.
all original music, but they got Poe to sing some of it, and it had this
Yep.
really cool kind of trip hop
I forgot
feel.
Alan
Like,
Wake 1 did that too, because I think Poe is on that soundtrack as well.
oh, I don't remember that at all. So it's good. Oh, they did. I forgot
Yeah,
about
because
that.
I think my criticism of that was like, you're playing the entirety of this incredible song, and it's just basically like episode 2 is done. It's like white text on a black background. I'm like, okay, like I don't need this to be a music video, but like you could roll the credits, or at least some of the
Yeah,
credits here, or
yeah,
something.
yeah. Um, But yeah, I definitely missed that in this. I think it would. I think it would have helped the whole experience. But
Yeah.
the other thing, like this is just a deeply flawed game. Like,
Yeah.
and if you can accept that, there's still some occasional fun to be had and some decent writing in it. But like, so so when you play Chloe, um, she has a mechanic that does not happen very often. Like I
Okay.
might venture to say it happens once a day in game at most.
Okay.
And therefore I never remember how it works or what I'm supposed to be doing.
Hmm.
And she gets a meter and your goal is to aggravate the person you're talking to
I was
into
I was just about to
giving you
ask you if
info.
they brought back the aggravation meter from before the storm, because that was her whole thing in the game. Is like, I need to go
Oh.
do this thing. Like really early in the game, you need to get into this club, and your job is to piss off the bouncer, so that they like look the other way or like fight with someone else, and that way you can sneak in. I was like, boy, are they gonna
Mhm.
bring that back? And I am, my flabbers are gasted that they have brought that back. That's wild.
That's you know, I was already thinking like, what if I just played the Life is Strange games in chronological story order?
Ooh, okay, yeah, like start
Just
with before the
before the
storm, then do
storm. Yeah.
one, then the uh, awesome adventures of Captain Spirit, then
I
two.
might I might skip two. Two
Yeah,
might
yeah,
that pair might be too much for
yeah. Captain Spirit
me in
by
the world
itself
right
is
now.
is okay, but
Yeah.
two is rough, and I
Yeah.
think the rest of them go in release order at that point, I
Yeah.
believe.
I think it's just True Colors after that. But part of me wants to gosh, I'm at this I have this weird conundrum where I want to replay Double Exposure, but I don't want to spend the time replaying it.
Yeah, exactly.
uh So, but my thinking, like, honestly, I may skip True Colors too, even though that's my favorite, just to get the full Chloe and Max story and maybe see, like, maybe if I digest these games all in a row, like, Double Exposure and Reunion will hit me differently, you know?
Right. This is
Um,
someone released a chronological timeline order. I need to read this list here. Listeners, pardon us. We're just going to go on one tangent after another today. Because this list is bananas. Starts with Before the Storm's Farewell DLC, which, number one, I completely forgot about. Number two, I don't think I've played. Then Before the Storm. Then Life is Strange, the first one. Then Life is Strange 2, Episode 1. Then The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, followed by the rest of Life is Strange 2. That all sounds fine. I would argue you could probably just play Captain Spirit, then Life is Strange 2, but I would be very curious to. I don't remember enough about 2's beginning to remember why that would happen. Followed by True Colors Wavelengths DLC, which I also didn't remember came out whatsoever.
I don't think I played that.
Yeah, I don't think I did either. Then True Colors Double Exposure and Reunion. So these are all really interesting of like, okay, clearly Before the Storm and True Colors got like prequel DLC that got released that I apparently like did not play whatsoever. Um,
Oh, okay. Wavelengths. I forgot they did that. They'd that one you play Steph, the DJ.
oh, that's right. I don't think I finished that because I think I got stuck on something, and I was like, okay,
Mm,
I'm not enjoying this enough for me to continue. That's right. That was a prequel. I think it ended like just as the
yeah.
True Colors was starting.
Right,
Wild.
because it was about her maybe setting. Man, it's been too long. I'm gonna get it all wrong,
That's
but
right.
I remember it being pretty thin.
Right.
Is I think was my takeaway. Like
It felt like
I didn't.
what I remember is like a lot of looking around the record store and the like radio booth for like, what do I do? And it's like, click this, then click this, then click that, then click this, and then you have a cutscene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, either way, I am I think I only played Before the Storm once, and that was probably a decade ago. So,
Yeah, I remember
um,
liking it quite a bit as like I every if people like us have been playing Life is Strange since the beginning, it came out after Life is Strange. So starting Before the Storm, you know that the train is going to crash into the station and you're just
yeah,
taking the ride on the train, like hurtling towards the station. You're like, well, there's only one place that it's like watching Titanic. There's only one place this can go. I know
yeah.
how it's going to end. Just like, how much are you going to rip my heart out on the way there?
I remember when it came out, like my instant reaction was, why would I ever play this? I don't, Chloe doesn't have any powers. Why would I do this? And you
Mm-hmm.
talked it up so much. Finally gave it a shot. I'm like, oh no, you're right. This game was amazing. This
It's
was
really good. It's only like
every bit as good as the first
two or
one.
three
Yeah.
episodes or something. Like it was a pretty straightforward
Yeah.
experience.
Well, now they have that nice Life is Strange collection that has both of those games and well, I think it has everything except for the new one in it.
I haven't seen that
Um,
actually. 5
yeah, I
full
want to
games
say,
plus all DLC. So
yeah,
Before the Storm, 1, 2, True Colors, and Double Exposure. I mean, that's a pretty good deal.
yeah.
I feel like I should maybe
That's
buy that physically.
well, and that's the only way you're gonna get a hard copy of True Colors. I think the two on the discs are True Colors and Double Exposure.
Oh yeah, because I don't think they never
'Cause they
came.
disc True Colors. They didn't give us a cool box set for me
Right.
to get mad about that I didn't buy in time. Uh,
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right.
um, although I think I've already accidentally bought multiple copies
Oh, for
of
sure.
the remastered Before the Storm and Life is Strange.
Oh
But
yeah, 100%.
um, yeah, I don't know. One of these days I'm gonna get it. $45, man, that's a good deal.
That is a pretty good deal
Um,
for 5 games and all the DLC. And the
yeah,
1 and 2, I think. What does it say? 1 Before the Storm and 2. Oh, sorry. 1 and 2 are both remastered. Sorry.
mm,
1 and Before the Storm are remastered. Whew, there we go. Got it.
well, at some point this year I will get that. I
Yeah.
keep looking at eBay prices for Reunion, and it's like $300 for the collectors. I
Oh.
really want that stupid. I want the vinyls, man.
Yeah, 100%.
And it is killing me. I think the thing was only like 60 or $80 whenever they put it up for pre-orders, and I remember literally looking at it and thinking, this isn't going to sell out. I'll just pick it up here in a few weeks when I'm a little bit more financially stable, which
Right.
granted is still the right decision. I made the right
Yes.
decision. The finances come first. It just is a little frustrating. Anyway,
Right.
um man, what else can I say about Reunion? They have man, so they I feel like each of these games there's a moment where they kind of jump the shark in a really fun way, right?
Hmm.
Like so in True Colors you could argue it's the I want to say MMO. That's not right. The LARP episode.
Yes. Hmm.
Um and this one does not shy away from something like that where uh well, I'm not going to give it away. Let's just say Max goes somewhere and a thing happens and it flips back to Chloe and then Chloe gets a text from Max and you're like, "Oh wait.
Ah.
This just happened." And
Right.
it's a fun hijinks time, but
And it is
I don't
the hard part too is it's such a hard game to talk about because so much of this game you could talk around the ending of the original Life is Strange when you talk about double exposure, but this game is so reliant on, at the very least, Life is Strange 1 and double exposure, so that like it's so hard to talk about this without turning it into just a spoiler cast about the game, which
yeah.
I don't want to do because I haven't played it yet. That like I apologize to any viewer or listeners that are thinking like we're just kind of not talking about the game, but it's so wrapped up in like a decade plus worth of games that it's not. It's so hard to talk about any of it. And mechanically, it seems like it's just kind of like the rest of the games. So it's not even like now it's a first person shooter. You know, like Chloe's lost it. You know, like it's nothing
Yeah.
too groundbreaking from a gameplay standpoint.
Yeah, they just did such a good job in the other games of finding new inventive ways to interpret the character's powers, you know.
Right.
And this one I don't think there's any effort put into that at all, but it's also like going back to how reliant it is on the other game. As an example, Yasmin, who is one of the character's moms, has a major role in a lot of really important scenes in the first game. And in
Mm-hmm.
this one, she only appears twice. And the
Oh,
second
bummer.
time is a major conversation you have with her at the end. Like this character that's been absent through all of Reunion. Like, but, you know, if you hadn't played Double Exposure, you're like, who the heck is this? What does this have to
Right.
do with anything?
Right.
Why am I going crazy with Max's powers trying to find the right sequence of words to say to this woman?
Right.
Uh,
That's
it's
wild.
I also I guess that's not really a spoiler. I thought like Sophia is always she's kind of a presence, if you will.
Yeah.
So far, she is not like the major player I thought she would be in this game.
Oh,
Um,
interesting. Huh.
and that could change by the end, but the game has really gone out of its way to say, hey, this is great. You've spent the last 2 days trying to figure out who's done this fire. And now we're going to declare that the fire, well, I guess I can't say that. Let's just say they found a way to basically say, that's great you have this information, but it kind of doesn't matter.
Sure.
Um,
Like, who
you,
cares?
you still don't know anything, which in a way makes me feel better because I have no idea who did the fire at this point. Like I
Right.
failed Chloe's make people mad things. I failed enough stuff with Chloe, which is, by the way, very frustrating when you're flipping back and forth between a character who can rewind conversations and a character who's just stuck with what happened.
True.
Um,
That's a good point. Yeah.
just it is very obvious to me a particular narrative branch just immediately shut, and I keep running into this character, and he's like, "Nope, not talking."
All right. Fair
Uh,
enough. Oh
but
man.
I don't know. I'm almost there, and you know, if I ever do play it again, then I'll know some of the right answers. But
Yeah.
um, that said, this did make me go. You know, I got the CDs for the old Life is Strange games and put them in my.
Oh,
I
nice.
have a one of those 6 disc CD players, so it's let's
Hmm.
just get all the Life is Strange music at once. All that
Chock
nice,
full of your sad Pacific Northwestern acoustic
exactly,
rock. So good.
exactly. That is my bag.
Yeah,
Um,
I have not yet played this. It's kind of bubbling up on my my list of things to play here, and hasn't quite reached the top yet. But I'm still excited to play it, just to see where they're gonna go next. I think that's still my excitement, but with the idea that it's not going to reach the level of True Colors.
yeah, I there's no way. Um,
Yeah.
True Colors was delightful from delightful and horribly depressing from the first episode.
Right,
Like,
right. That's so good
I
though,
mean,
man.
it's man, I miss the old team. I'm sorry, new team. I hope if you do, I will say I do hope they get to do another game, and I hope they figure out how to land the story and emotional beats better.
Yeah. And
Um,
it's so wild because like it's still the same company that made True Colors, which because that was Deck 9 as well. That was their
yeah,
first like not the original developer. It was the first like post Don't Nod
didn't they
game.
do Before the Storm though?
I thought that was Don't Nod, but don't quote me on that. Um,
Uh, Yeah, that was Deck 9. Deck
Okay.
9 did Before the Storm.
Um, so it's especially weird to have the kind of like the big release of True Colors and have it sort of be like, okay, maybe they can do it like that. I feel like they nailed this thing, and then kind of continually stumble on their own feet for two more games. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, was it Don't Nod did two. Like they flip back and forth.
Yeah, because
Oh yeah,
Donut.
this was two games. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Double Exposure and Reunion at this point are one game in my brain.
sure,
So far, to
understandably,
get
yeah,
I got confused. Yeah, I don't know. I'm close to beating it. And it is nice seeing Max and Chloe together again.
yeah.
And it man. Okay, another confusing aspect, and then we can move on. There are moments in the game where you get to decide what both Chloe and Max say to each other.
Oh,
Um,
interesting. That's kind
the
of fun.
it is. I got real confused on the UI though, and I think there's
Ah,
some detail on that I was missing because I some of them were very obvious answers written that Chloe was saying like okay, but others were not, and I thought I was deciding for a character that turned out not to be the character I thought I was deciding for.
oh, okay. That's kind of
Yeah,
it would be a good opportunity to have, like Chloe's character has always felt like the one who's doodling in her notebook. Like that feels like a good opportunity to kind of have a different UI for
yeah.
her choices, or like a little bit of flair around it than, Max's, and kind of have a clearer idea of this one has skulls drawn on it. I'm clearly choosing for Chloe. This one has butterflies on it. Obviously, I'm choosing for Max.
Well, so let me clarify. So
Sure.
during the conversation, the actual conversation UI of who is saying what is the confusing part.
Yeah.
When you play Max, she has her own notebook, and when you play Chloe, she has her own notebook.
Oh, interesting. Okay. That makes it better.
Granted, I forget about that the majority of the time,
Yeah.
and don't check on it too much. Like mostly, you go to that screen and you look at the text messages,
Yep.
which are usually fun, and then you might scroll over to get rid of the red dot on the
Yeah, and see
notebooks.
some
But
like I have a small complaint about the Life is Strange games as Max gets older. I feel like I love looking at the drawings that she's done in her notebook. Like I think all of those have been great. I feel like at the point where she's at right now, some of the uh, stuff that she's writing in her notebook can feel a little bit more juvenile than I think her
yeah,
character presents. So some of that stuff feels like Life is Strange 1 Max more than like Double Exposure Reunion Max, which is probably a really hard character to write in uh, the kind of notebook part of it, but that kind of frustrates me a little bit.
yeah. I mean, it's probably a different staff writer too, like
Yeah,
writing the
yeah,
dialogue versus the notebook. So that's probably a yeah.
yeah.
I I'm bad about reading a lot of it, so it's not something I would have noticed, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Eh, hopefully it's not the death knell for the series, and hopefully the worst thing that happens is they just shelve it for a minute and then come back and
Right.
blow us all away, or maybe they immediately blow us all away. I don't
Right.
know, but they need to.
Well, it is a little bit concerning. Normally, we'd be like, yeah, I mean, they're in it for the long haul. But this is Square Enix still publishing it, who
Hmm.
will just cancel stuff at the drop of a hat, even if it's selling incredibly well, like the Life is Strange games have continued to do. The number of times they've canceled stuff where you're like, wait for real? That thing's like a studio's killing it. Like what? They just sold like 5 million copies, and they're like, yeah, not. Sorry, Eidos has to go, or the Tomb Raider team has to go. They only sold 5 million and not 75 million. It's like, okay, thanks, Square Enix, good job. So
I wish the freaking bigwigs at Square Enix would just open up eBay and search "Life is Strange Reunion Collector's Box Set," and
That's
then
right. You want to make a lot more money? Just do another printing of that, man.
yeah, like come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that is all I've been playing.
All right. I told Musim this before coming in here. I haven't played any RPGs this month. And like I played new stuff. Like I'm playing a bunch of roguelikes for We Roguelike It. I just started Saros, which is the new Housemarque game. It's the spiritual successor to Returnal. But like even though that has a skill tree in it, like that's not an RPG or anything. And coming into this, I was really trying to figure out that I haven't felt like for a while now. I haven't felt like there's been an RPG that I really want to go play, and I it has not been a bad year for RPGs. Like last year was really great for RPGs too. But I feel like when I was thinking about it, I felt like I need an RPG that's like that Chrono Trigger length. I need that like 15 to 20 hour max RPG, and I feel like even Expedition 33, which I didn't like, was longer than that. You know, like I'm sitting on SMT5 and I'm sitting on oh my god, that team's other game, the political one that has the really
Metaphor?
yeah, Metaphor, Refantasio. Um like I'm sitting on both of those games. Those are like 200-hour games. So like
Yeah.
I don't have anything right now, and hopefully either you, Musum, or the community has some ideas of like I want that like really punchy 10, 15, 20 hour RPG. I feel like that's the thing I could get into that I'm kind of missing at the moment because I don't think I can. From a time perspective, I have such a small amount of time to play stuff right now, especially on or off stream, that I don't think I can afford to like tuck into a huge game. If Persona 6 were coming out, I would find the time to tuck into that for sure. Like whenever the Final Fantasy VII remaster Part 3 comes out or remake Part 3, I'll find the time to tuck into that. But like I haven't even played Final Fantasy 16 yet. Like I'm so far behind on the series
Yeah.
that I love that it's been hard to find time to do a lot of that stuff. I think part of the thing too is that's why I'm like so excited about the Forge Out Fiesta this year, which by the way for people that are interested in joining the Fiesta, pre-registration starts at the beginning of June. Like that to me is like okay, I can bang out a run of that, you know, at this point in like 5 hours or so. Like that sounds really exciting, but I can't really sort of, you know, sidle up to the bar for something that's like, oh, it's a very short game at like 150 hours. It's like I just don't
Yeah.
have that right now, man. I'd love to, but I don't. I'd love to go like play the Persona 3 remake that I never got around to. Reload, I think it was called.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But like I just don't have that time right now, which is a real bummer. And
That's-
I will remind people, especially if you're a new listener, I don't, as the guy who runs these shows, I never put a like a set of expectations or restrictions on people that are on the show of like you have to play X number of games this week or you have to play Y number of hours or like every time you come on PUP you have to talk about at least 3 JRPGs and nothing less. That's not realistic for all of us this isn't our job to do this. E1M1.cash for your rich friends. but like that extends to me as well. Of like, I'm not going to drag myself, across broken glass to play an RPG that I'm not feeling or I don't have the time for, because that's just gonna, like, am I gonna fire up Final Fantasy 16 right now without the time to appreciate it and then come out of it being like, I hated that game. That game sucked. And it's like, no, just
Yeah.
you weren't in the mood for a big RPG right now. So like, I have to live by my own rules as well, which I'm really trying to do. All right.
Yeah, last thing you want to do is go play a game when you're in a bad mood or you don't have time, because then you're just going to be way overly critical about it,
Exactly.
Or at least
Yeah.
that's how I wind up being, at least.
Yeah.
Um,
All right, let's talk about our upcoming releases for May 2026. Speaking of games that we're looking forward to, sadly, a fairly thin-looking month this month. We do have Alabaster Dawn hitting early access on May 7th on PC. This is the new game from the developers of Crosscode, that like really puzzly, isometric 2D hack and slash game that everybody really loved. That's another game that's on like my RPG pile of shame. I know I would really love that game, and I just have not gotten to the point where I've had time for it, unfortunately. But this is the next game from them. It looks kind of graphically and gameplay wise kind of similar, where it's this fun kind of hack and slash isometric RPG, combined with a bunch of really interesting puzzle stuff. That's what I've heard from people that played Crosscode and really loved it. Is like, it's a really great RPG. The puzzles are genuinely really good. It's not just like push these 3 blocks into the holes, yay, it's treasure. Like, it's puzzles that are genuinely very good. So that's Alabaster Dawn. Looks like I was looking at the Steam page earlier today about like, hey, why are you in early access? Because the Crosscode didn't, from what I remember. I might be wrong on that. And they were basically like, yeah, man, like the development is going great. We probably have around 2 more years of development, but we want to get people to kind of, play the game and try it out and give feedback and all that stuff while we're in development, to try and make this game as good as it can be. It's like, okay, that's pretty cool. So that's Alabaster Dawn hitting early access on May 7th. Next up is a game called Star Bites, releasing on May 21st for PS5, Series consoles, Switch, Switch 2, and PC. This is a new developer, and it's actually being published by NIS America, which is how it kind of caught my eye here. This one's really interesting. It seems like it, from like a mech and movement standpoint, seems to take a lot of inspiration from like PS1 stuff like Xenogears. I'm not saying it's a game like Xenogears. Please don't hate me if you try it, and it's not exactly that. And then has this kind of interesting mech based kind of like it seems like it's combo and debuff based, turn-based mech combat. So it looks pretty cool. I'd recommend checking out. It's Starbites, all one word. I think the trailer looks really cool. And looks like we don't always get a ton of like mech RPGs that are like, oh, this concept designer or this like art designer just really loves mechs. But that's what this game looks like. So that seems pretty cool. Starbites coming out May 21st on almost everything.
Just added it to my Steam wish list, man.
There you go.
It looks cool.
And then last but not least, the brand new Utawara Ramono game, Past and Present Rediscovered, comes out on May 28th on PC. If you haven't heard about these games before, it's kind of this really interesting mashup of like a turn-based like tactics game and visual novels. So it's like a kind of intense SRPG fight and then an extended kind of character visual novel stuff. These games have been, I think, gradually increasing in popularity as they've gone on, as people have sort of figured out um, what they are. And then I think I want to say, and maybe this is me like buying into uh, the the mythology around these games, that I think the original PC release in Japan had some adult stuff in it. So I think now that that stuff is gone out of the series, I think it's seen some increased love here. So I haven't played these games yet, but everybody who does has really, really seemed to love them. So we've got a new one that I think the promotional materials keep saying it's the last one. So I don't know. I know less about these than I know about the Trails series. But another one where everybody's like, "Yeah, it's another one. Yeah, let's go." So I don't know. Like I'm happy that more people are really playing and enjoying RPGs, even if I don't necessarily understand them. Unfortunately, that's all the releases we have for this month. I kind of scoured a whole bunch of places to see if there's anything I missed, and it doesn't really seem like that's the case. Seems like it's a bit more of a quieter month for RPGs here, which is okay, because that means we can just catch up on our backlogs, right? Haha. Boy. All right, if you'd like to visit us, you can do so at pickingupwithpixels.com. Everywhere to find and follow us is on the right-hand side of the page there. If you'd like to visit all of the shows here, you can check out campsite.bio/E1M1. Musum, where can we find you online?
You can find me on my link tree. Someday I will get a domain for it, and that is evidently not today. But it is linktr.ee/John Musim, JOHNMUSIM. And definitely go check out the Listen to Musim YouTube. We just released a video for our song Brutes.
Yeah, it's a very cool video. And go buy Musum's most recent album, Hauntology, right?
Oh, yes. Okay. We got a vinyl in the works. I would love it if you would pre-order it. Yep. It is incredibly expensive to do. But
it's expensive really to produce, not to pre-order. It's reasonably priced.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put it at like $35.
Yeah.
Making it like I tend to like approach like making a product for myself, like, you know, me being a hardcore collector in the past. It's like, well, I want all these features. I want the 3-color vinyl. I want it to be 180 grams.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty sweet thing. It should be out at some point in June.
There you go. You can find me at jansten.com, JANSTEN.com. I stream every weekday, 9 a.m. Pacific. If you want to check out a bunch of the stuff I'm playing right now, I'm playing Raccoon, I'm playing Marathon, I'm playing a lot of Saros. This upcoming week, I'm going to start Metal Gear Solid for TVGP's Game Club. Playing a lot of stuff. I'm a variety streamer, so there's always new stuff for me to check out. All right, I think that's it. So thank you very much, everyone, for listening. We'll see you all next month. Bye.
Bye.